Happy October! While October is, of course, time for pumpkin spice and Halloween, did you know that October is also Get Smart About Credit Month? The annual campaign, sponsored by the American Bankers Association, has been a staple of Ohio Valley Bank's financial literacy programs for several years. In this lesson, we're going to teach you all about credit so you won't be spooked by your finances. In this Get Smart About Credit activity, I encourage the older students to pay attention as we're going to go over credit reports and credit scores. Credit is something that affects nearly every aspect of your lives, and we're going to find out why. So you know what a credit card is. You know that a credit card is basically a loan and that you are borrowing money and promising that you will make your payments. You know that the cost of convenience from a credit card means that you could ultimately pay more in the long run due to interest. Now that you understand that concept, we are going to take a closer look at credit in general by discussing credit reports and credit scores and why they matter when it comes to your personal finances. Credit is something that affects all aspects of your life. Your credit can determine what type of lifestyle you have, as it can even play a role in your future employment. Your credit report determines your credit score. Both are very important. Want to own your own home? What about a new car? What do these two things have in common? Well, typically most people don't buy a new home with cash. They usually must apply for a loan. In order to be approved for a loan, the customer must have good credit. Credit reports and credit scores are checked to see if the customer is a good candidate for a loan. Many folks finance both new and used cars with loans as well. Credit in your life. Even future employers may ask to check your credit. The way we manage our money can say a lot about our level of responsibility. Renting an apartment, some renters might request to check your credit as well, especially in larger cities where it can be competitive to get an apartment. Renters want to make sure their new tenants will be able to pay their rent on time. Credit reports. A credit report is a report that contains information on you. It shows where you live and work. It contains information on your current finances, including how many credit cards and/or loans you have and how much you owe on each. Your credit report also shows whether you've ever declared bankruptcy, which, if so, remains on your credit report for 10 years. That's why declaring bankruptcy should always be a last-ditch effort and not a solution. Your credit report also shows if you are someone who pays their bills in full or makes minimum payments. Your credit report shows if you are someone who often makes missed or late payments. Basically, your credit report is a reflection of how financially responsible you are. Your credit score, your credit score is determined by the information in your credit report. Credit scores range from 300 to 850. Anything 700 and up is considered a good credit score. Credit score. Think of it as your financial GPA. Just like your GPA is a reflection of your academic success and helps to determine if you are a candidate for a scholarship, your credit score is a reflection of how financially responsible you are. As your GPA can forecast academic success, your credit score shows how likely you are to be able to pay back a loan. Credit reports and credit scores. There are 3 credit reporting agencies: Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. You can obtain a free copy of your credit report annually from all 3 agencies. It's important to check with all to determine if there are any discrepancies. Taking advantage of your free credit report can also help you manage the risk of identity theft. How do I raise my credit score? 1. Pay your bills in full and on time. Get a credit card. Avoid one with an annual fee and look for low interest rates if possible. Use the card for expenses such as gas or food and make sure to pay it each month on time. Take advantage of your free credit report. And consider a co-sign loan. If you don't qualify for a loan, a co-sign loan may be the answer. Many young people finance new or used cars with co-sign loans. We often see this with people maybe with their children that are looking to get that first car when they turn a certain age. And they don't have much established credit. They don't necessarily have bad credit, but they don't have much established credit, which is why, again, that co-sign loan would be the answer. Let's close with some tips to manage debt responsibly. Some of these tips might seem like common sense, but they are all vital to keeping you financially healthy. First off, are you aware of all your monthly payments and do you include them in your budget? This may seem obvious, but many people have no idea what their total debt burden is each month. In addition to rent, food, utilities, transportation, clothing, entertainment, and gifts, be sure to include credit card payments, auto loans, personal lines of credit, and any other debt obligations when budgeting your income. Tip number 2, do you pay your bills on time? In addition to protecting your credit history, you will avoid costly fees and late charges. For example, if you are often late paying your credit card bills, you may see your interest rate increase. And you definitely want to avoid that. Number 3, do you record all your debit transactions? In addition to keeping your account in order, by recording all of your debit transactions, which are your purchases, you will avoid costly fees you may incur by overdrawing your account or bouncing checks. Next up, have you reduced your interest rate whenever possible? Research credit card interest rates. You may find out there is a lower interest card for which you qualify. Consider getting a loan with a lower interest rate to pay off a more expensive loan. Investigate what is required and whether you qualify. Call your bank and ask for a lower rate. Explain your situation. Remember that when you lower your monthly payments, you extend the length of the loan and therefore the time you are in debt. Have you applied for a secured major credit card? Your bank may be willing to give you a credit card if it is secured by your savings account. After a few months of responsible use of a store or gasoline credit card, a deposit of $500 to $1,000 may be all you need to get your first major credit card when you are of age. Have you accumulated more debt than you can comfortably pay each month? Determine what percentage of your income can be spared to pay off debt, and do not exceed it by charging more. And finally, do you protect your credit information? Don't become a victim of fraud. Keep records of all your accounts and the numbers to call if a card is lost or stolen in a safe and secure place. Never give out your personal financial information over the telephone to vendors or others who call. This includes your checking account number, credit card number, passwords, and other account information. Only give this information when you have initiated the call. Thanks for joining us on this adventure in credit. Have a happy Halloween, but remember to not let your finances give you a fright. For more financial lessons and activities, visit our OVB website at www.ovbc.com. Find the Kids section and click on Virtual Classroom. Our OVB Virtual Classroom has free downloads and games, as well as more interactive video lessons that focus on other important topics such as saving and budgeting. Additional games are available in the Kids section by clicking on the Sensibles. The Sensibles are a fun superhero team that will take you on an adventure in personal finance. The Sensibles feature a variety of fun financial games as well as information for children and parents.